A sailor named Pietro and his rat companion Roscuro dock in the French kingdom of Dor, famous around the world for its delicious soups, during the Royal Soup Day. The chief cook, Chef Andre, makes good soup due to Boldo, a magical genie that emerges from his pot and is made entirely out of food. Roscuro sneaks into the royal banquet hall and falls into the queen's soup, giving her such a fright that she has a heart attack and dies. The entire hall goes into a panic and the guards pursue Roscuro. He attempts to flee the castle but sees Pietro's ship has already sailed away. He narrowly escapes being killed by falling down a sewer drain, which leads to the castle dungeons. There, he is found and taken in by Botticelli Ramoso, the leader of the large rat population. Distraught over his wife's death, the king forbids all things related to soup and makes rats illegal. Without its soup, Dor becomes impoverished and dreary. Andre is banned from making soup and Boldo stops appearing. The king's daughter, Princess P, despairs over the sad state of the kingdom and how her father has shut both her and the world out in his grief. In a mouse village in an abandoned kitchen storage room, Despereaux is born into the Tilling family. As he grows up, it is clear he is not like other mice. He is not timid, but brave and curious, unnerving other mice around him. In an effort to teach him to be a proper mouse, his brother Follow takes him to the royal library to show him how to chew books, but Despereaux is more interested in reading them. He becomes fascinated by books about daring knights and trapped princesses. One day, he encounters and converses with P. He promises to finish the story about a trapped princess and tell her how it ends. Upon discovering Despereaux has violated mouse law by talking to a human, his parents Lestat and Antoinette turn him over to the Mouse Council to avoid being blamed. The council banishes Despereaux to the dungeons, where he meets and tells the princess story to the jailer, Gregory, but he stops listening and leaves Despereaux alone. There, he is captured by the rats and thrown into their arena with a cat. As Despereaux is about to be eaten, Roscuro saves his life by asking Botticelli to give Despereaux to him to eat. Having been unable to adjust to being a sewer rat, Roscuro is desperate to hear about the outside world. The two become friends, as every day Despereaux tells him the stories of the princess and her sadness. Wishing to make amends for all the trouble he's caused, Roscuro sneaks into P's room and tries to apologize, only to be lashed out at and pursued by guards once again. Hurt by this, Roscuro vows revenge. He enlists the help of Miggery, Sao, P's hard-of-he-aring young maid who longs to be a princess herself, by convincing her she can take P's place if she kidnaps her. After Mig drags P to the dungeons, Roscuro double-crosses her and locks her in a cell. Meanwhile, Despereaux discovers the princess is in danger and he tries to tell the king, but he is too despondent to hear him. Despereaux tries to get help elsewhere. He tries to enlist his family, but they are afraid by his presence. Thinking he is a ghost, he rings the town's bell to prove his survival. Andre, having had enough of the law, gets back to making soup, which brings the enchant Ed smell back to the kingdom and brings back Boldo. Despereaux tries to get help from Andre and Boldo, but only Boldo agrees and takes him back to the dungeons. En route, they are attacked by rats. LDO sacrifices himself to allow Despereaux to reach the arena. In the arena, Roscuro sees the apologetic sincerity in P's eyes and regrets his actions, but an enraged Botticelli signals the rats to eat P. Despereaux lets loose the cat to chase some of the rats away, and fights the others. As sunlight flows into the rat town, Despereaux is captured by Botticelli, but Roscuro saves him by reflecting the light at Botticelli, sending him falling into the arena. With the combined effort from Despereaux, Roscuro and P, Botticelli is trapped in a cage with the cat and devoured. In the aftermath, Roscuro apologizes to P once again and she apologizes too. Mig is reunited with Gregory, who has turned out to be her long-lost father, and they go back to their farm together, the king overcomes his grief and allows Soup and Rats back in the kingdom. The mice finally stop cowering, much to the Mouse Council's disdain. Roscuro returns to his life at sea with the light and gentle breeze, and Despereaux himself takes off on a journey to see the world.